Hello investors, I hope this day finds you well. Today was pretty interesting, definitely. I know that a lot of you, I recommended INO and you had it. And if you would have got it at the time when we first called it out, which was right around the $18 price range, just like me, you would have probably today sold it for about a 7% gain. This one really dropped. I did not foresee that coming, but it's just what happened. And I want you to know, you should always diversify with your portfolio. I mean, you've heard that 1,000 times, right? But don't ever put everything into one stock. Just don't do it. There was a couple of wins today, but overall, I took a loss today. It's gonna happen. Losses are gonna happen. It was not a great day, but tomorrow's a new day. And I got some really good picks. INO was really the only thing I sold all day long. If the opinion of a stock changes, it can drop, and that just is what happened today. One thing that I want you to know is that I put my own money in these picks. That's how strong I believe in them. I do lots of research. I'm saying when I'm buying and when I'm selling, and I'm sharing that information. There's a lot of people on YouTube who do different picks, and when they do picks, they don't share, hey, I bought it for this, I sold it for this, and this was my gain or loss. I take a little risk with that, but I stand behind the research that I do. Insiders is my specialty. That is what I am the best at. When I see insider activity, I feel very confident that the bottom has been formed on that and that it seems to be a lot more stable, in my opinion. I really like those picks, but sometimes they don't move. They might move 1 or 2% and people be like, oh, well, that wasn't much of a move. We wasted 3 days and only took 2%. Well, that's actually pretty good. If you compound that over time, man, you can really make some money. And overall, when you pick an insider, when an insider's done it in open market, you will win. I'm gonna start something kind of new. I'm just gonna try this out. So if you decide to participate in any of these, great. If you don't, great. We're gonna see how they work out. I've been kind of working on day trading, and I know that not everyone can day trade. They have the PDT rule that you have less than 25,000 to invest, and so you have to worry about you only have 3 picks a week. Also, some brokers hold your money for so many days, even if you have a margin account. So I know there's all those things. I'm gonna start with 2 day trade picks every morning. I would suggest just watching and see how these do, or get the Thinkorswim simulator and then try out these picks and try to day trade them first before you ever think about doing anything like that. I'm also going to have some videos come out this weekend. One is going to be about what indicators I use and how I set up my Thinkorswim, and also the indicators for entry point and when to sell a runner on exit point. That's definitely a tool that you can use. You will lose a little bit of the gain, but it gives you a clear set rules. And so that's one thing I like about it. So watch for that, definitely, with the 4th of July and everything going on. Now remember, no trading on Friday. The market is closed on July 3rd, so tomorrow is the last day. So we need to make the most of it. Well, let's get to the picks, because we definitely got quite a few to go through. These are 2 stocks that I still have. One is CHS. We'll call that +2. CHS had tons of insider activity. It's gotten ridiculously cheap. It's right around the $1.30, $1.40 range. And this company, about 1.5 years ago, received a buyout offer at $7 a share. This is a really good deal. And then there was insider activity on it too. Now, it really hasn't moved yet, but I'm thinking a nice move up. I have it in my personal portfolio, and I think it's a good stock. +1, we have ABEO. ABEO is way undervalued, in my opinion. It has upcoming phase data. Should be around July 10th. So watch for that. I love the run up on stocks like this, but I do like to sell it 1 to 2 days early. So that's something you might think about coming up on ABEO. Should be a great pick. Number 7 is TRVN. Now, we really haven't seen a run out of this yet, but I think this thing is really gonna run. This was brought to my attention by Captain Fatballs. This is a pick, I think it's really, really good. There's so many reasons to double pick and so many catalysts on this that it's kind of like a double dipper. So we have August 7th PDUFA date coming up, and then we have news that could pop on it at any time. And I really like that stock for that reason. It had a nice day today, 6% up, so it was one of the successes today, so that was really good. Number 6 is a brand new pick. I called out on Stocktwits today. If you're watching YouTube and you're saying, all these picks are old, well, no, they're not. You got to follow me on Stocktwits and then also subscribe to my posts so that you get those picks right when they happen, because I put them out right away. And if you would have paid attention today, EPAC, I put out a notification on that about insider activity, and I called that out today. And I also gave the entry point. And there was plenty of opportunity to enter after I called that out. So you would be up about 1% in it. You're like, oh, okay, well, that's great. But hey, we'll take a 1% gain. It's just the beginning of it. There's a lot more room to run. That was a very bullish insider transaction, so I really like it. It was done in open market, which means they paid the price you or me would pay. I like those type of transactions. Number 5, this is a brand new pick. I haven't even called this out yet. This just happened. New insider activity on TTI. If you follow this list, you know that about a week ago, we called out TTI. I got a 17% gain out of it in 3 days. Anyone who followed that got a similar gain. So that was a great pick. Well, guess what? New insider activity. So I'll be looking to enter it tomorrow. Of course, I'll wait till after pre-market, I think, because it's already jumped up quite a bit. I'll wait for a nice little dip and then I'll catch it right at the perfect entry point like I like to do. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, please check out the entry point video that I have. It can help give you a framework for when to enter a stock. And the better you enter it, the more money you're going to make. It's really important to enter at a perfect price. Number 4 is KIRK. This did not have the greatest of days, but yesterday was up 20% overall. And so I am still up in the stock because I was able to average in on entry point and did a really good job on that. It had insider activity by the CFO. I especially like CFO insider activity because who else knows the company better? KIRK should have a big day tomorrow. I might look for an exit point on that if it really spikes. We'll see. I'm just kind of watching the spikeability of that one for sure. Number 3 is VOLT. It is another insider transaction. This was just the other day. And if it spikes too, I might look for an exit point on this one too. So if it explodes and goes to 170, 180, I'm going to probably take advantage of that. If you want to see exactly how I do that, watch that video that's going to come out this weekend. Number 2, this is a brand new pick. And I've done a lot of rushing to do my due diligence on this. JB7760 called this out to me and he kind of put it on my radar, and I really like this pick for a swing trade and maybe even a longer term trade depending on how it goes. But it's LCA. They have the short sale restriction tomorrow, so no short sellers can start a new position on this. And also they have merger news with Golden Nugget. And it's a non-sport betting situation. I like this for multiple reasons, especially with what's going on in the world. I like it for the merger. I like its price action. And I think it'd be a great swing trade. It might be something that really, really spikes tomorrow morning. I'll be kind of looking for that. LCA is a good pick. And then number 1 is TTOO. TTOO was originally called out by Miles from Canada. We talk back and forth in private message all the time, but they are shipping tests right now. And I know the stock did not do that good today. I mean, initially it popped like 70, 80, 90% and slowly bled the rest of the day, all the way down to like a 20% gain. It was very frustrating. It was kind of like a full balloon that just kind of slowly the air kind of let out. But I really think this thing's going to pop. This is a little bit of a longer term hold, especially once we get not just an emergency use authorization, but we get that official word that we're FDA approved, that you will see another gigantic spike in this one. I'm going to hold it and I'm not selling it. I'm going to give it some time. I might take advantage of a huge spike, but I really think that this stock could be a lot like Codex, CODX, which really, really climbed and I made a lot of money on earlier on this year. I do lots of work for this list. I so appreciate and need that positive affirmation. If you could please hit that most amazing and wonderful like button, I'd really appreciate it. If you could subscribe and turn on bell notifications, that way you can get my reasoning behind each and every pick. Also, if you haven't done so already, subscribe to my posts on Stocktwits. So far this year, I have had personally in my own portfolio a 125% gain. Last year, I had a 232% gain. That's tripling my money. I'm just an investor who follows insiders and has had a lot of success. I wish every single one of you the best. If you have any questions for me, I'll try my best to answer, but during trading hours, it's next to impossible for me to do so, so please understand that. Let's have a great day tomorrow. Let's make some cash. Raythoven out.